lived here for 10 years. It's like coming home. The people here are the best. The food here is the best. And today, coming live from here just means the world to me. We've got an amazing group of friends hanging out with us. We've got a really special guest. Today, we are talking everything turkey. And for me, maybe this is just me, I feel like we talk turkey like once a year during Thanksgiving. Maybe we talk about it on a sandwich. We gotta change that. We gotta flip the narrative. Turkey is every day. This should be something that you're roasting up on a Sunday and you're just reusing. It's like the gift that just keeps on giving. And there's so many different ways you can use it. It's absolutely endless. So we're gonna kind of break it down for you and show you how we use turkey, our favorite recipes, and again, a special guest to break it down. So give it up for the humble bird. Now, one thing I just want to call out to make it easy for everyone at home is really just think about a turkey in kind of three. So there is the white meat, the breast, there's the dark meat, right, the thighs and the legs, and then there are the bones. Do not forget about the bones. That's like the sweet kiss. You got to keep those bones. So we're going to do one recipe showcasing each of them, but of course there are millions you can do. But I did want to show you my absolute favorite turkey recipe, so give a look, check this out. All right, so you want to start with really good turkey. We're using Jennie-O. Remove the giblets, but absolutely don't get rid of them. I like to kind of tuck them underneath the bird. So I cut up some oranges, bash up a big bunch of tarragon, grab some star anise, and all of that goes in the bird. I melted some butter, just drizzled that over the top, and then over seasoned with salt and pepper, because you can't salt and pepper inside the turkey. I add a little stock on the bottom of the pan to help with the gravy. And then believe it or not, I put it in a 325-degree oven for about 15 minutes per pound. That low and slow helps keep the turkey super succulent. This turkey, you smell kind of the caramelized oranges, that beautiful sweet anise. There is a reason why this turkey is always on the menu. And you know, obviously turkey is Thanksgiving, but don't just think of turkey as the entree. Think about turkey in kind of all the side dishes as well. So turkey bacon in your mashed potatoes or your vegetables, turkey sausage in your stuffing. It can be so delicious. All right, so that is my favorite turkey recipe, but you have to start with great turkey to get great turkey. And so we love Jennie-O, Midwest grown, kind of a group, a community of farms. You know where your turkey is coming from. It's coming from this unbelievable community. So you can trace your turkey back to its roots, which is so important when you're picking out a bird. So really important, support your favorite turkey, ours, Jennie-O. Yes, give it up for Jennie-O all day. All right, so the very first part of the turkey we're gonna tackle is the turkey breast, which I think everyone thinks it gets dry and it's hard to cook. So I had to call in the big guns. Ladies and gentlemen, a legend here on PBS, Emmy award-winning, best-selling cookbook author, very successful restaurateur. Went to one of her restaurants last night. Give it up for the legend, America's Nona, Lidia Bastianich.
Hi, Joe.
Thanks for doing this.
Hi, everybody. All right.
I mean, do you feel that? I mean, guys, this is, and I say this with all, guys, you are our Julia child. You are, yes.
Thank you.
The amount of people that you have helped cook, that you've introduced the kitchen to, you are, but also just a warm hug. It's not just the cooking.
You're huggable.
I'm fluffy. I'm very fluffy. And so my question to you is, when I say you're America's Nona, is that weird for you to hear?
No, I'm a Nona. And, you know, I have my grandchildren. But to be extended and to be America's Nona, it's really an honor. It's really a pleasure. You know, I came to the United States as an immigrant. I was welcomed here, 12 years old. I made my life. I made a great life. And this is where I'm at. And I am so proud to be America's Nona.
I'm telling you, it's a trip to be up here with you. It's unbelievable. So
okay.
We are gonna make a recipe with just the breast to start off with. This is our first bite. It's gonna be turkey breast with prosciutto and peas. So give it up for that. Let's do it.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
What is first step here, Lidia?
The first step, you did a beautiful job on the turkey.
Is that beautiful?
Very
How do you
nice.
cook yours?
I, at the end, glaze it with balsamic vinegar reduction. The last half hour, and it gets nice and caramelized. It gets like mahogany
Yes, sticky.
and a little sweet. But now this is a great, this recipe, especially, I love Thanksgiving, we all love it, but I love the week after.
Me too.
To
Yes.
use all of the parts,
Yes.
and you know how I am about not wasting food.
Yes, me too.
So the sauce is very simple. Shall we begin with the sauce?
Yes. So we start with olive oil.
A little bit of olive oil.
Yeah.
And we have here some shallots.
Shallots,
just
beautiful.
chopped shallots.
And you just want to
literally.
kind of sweat those out?
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a little prosciutto. And you see, you buy the prosciutto like this, and this is very fine.
Yeah.
Even if it's a little thicker, you can make it a little crispier. This will cook 1, 2, 3.
Can you replace the prosciutto with bacon or anything like pancetta or
yeah,
no?
you could.
Okay, so while Lydia's doing that, if you can see the shape, I don't know, guys, if you can get in there, but there's a shape here. It looks like a V. Do you know what this is, guys? Anyone in the crowd know what bone this is? You know it. I love it. The wishbone. Yeah, exactly. So you just got to kind of follow the shape. So I kind of point the wishbone at me, and I use the top of my knife, and I just kind of follow down the breastplate, and I just follow that wishbone until I can kind of take this off. How's your sauce coming, Lydia?
Oh, that's coming.
Guys, I'm cooking with Lidia Bastianich right
I'm
now. What is
okay.
happening? What is happening? Ridiculous. Okay, so what's going on over there, Lydia?
Just slicing the prosciutto.
Yeah.
The shallots are done.
Yes.
Just
Now,
let's
you started cooking, Lydia. I mean, I know your story because I've studied it. Stalker alert, a little bit. But you started cooking with your Grandma Rosa, is that right?
Well, yes, Grandma Rosa. So I have to tell you a little bit of my history.
Tell me.
If you're gonna, I was born in part of Italy. It's called Istria. Now it's Croatia. When World War II was finished, that part of Italy was given to communist Yugoslavia. So we were caught under communism. And my grandmother, food was scarce. She lived in a little town, and we had all the courtyard animals, we called them. We had chickens, ducks, geese, and I was the helper. I was the little helper. I'm going to put the peas right in here.
Yes, yes.
Frozen peas are fine. And this is such a simple recipe. You can put that away.
Yeah.
What are you laughing about?
Yes, I'll be you. I just love you. Yeah, I love you. It's not your first rodeo bossing
That's
someone
how
around
you
the kitchen,
cook.
and I love it. I'll be bossed all day.
That's
I
how
love
you
it.
cook.
So what do you want on that? You want the turkey on there?
So I want the turkey. Now you're talking about the skin. I
Yes.
love the skin.
Me too, yes.
Okay. You can leave it on and just slice it.
Yes.
And just position it nice.
Yes.
And then I'm going to pour the sauce right over it.
Now, I
How's
want to
that?
say something about slicing turkey with the skin on for you at home.
Yes.
Everyone kind of saws at it. It's really a long, smooth motion. When you go tight, you rip the skin. And if you want that really clean cut, it's about long, beautiful strides, and that's how the skin stays intact. I love it. Oh, that smells so good, Lydia.
So far,
Yes.
I have the prosciutto, the onion, the shallots, the sage leaves. I have sliced the prosciutto nice so you can see it.
Yep.
I put in the peas.
Yes.
I put in the butter, a little bit of butter, and the scallion, the chopped scallion.
So
No,
I have a question for you.
Yes.
You immigrated here when you were how old?
12. I came to the United States when I was 12.
12
So
years
to go back to that little courtyard with Grandma,
Yeah.
when I was 10, actually my parents decided that they couldn't no longer live under communism, and we escaped back into Italy. Now, the border was closed.
Yes.
The communism,
couldn't
you
go,
couldn't get
yeah.
out. And I realized that, I'm not going to go back. And food became my connector. I cooked. I wanted to cook and remember Grandma's aromas and flavors. And that's where my passion for cooking came. So I'm looking at this, and if you have any of the gravy left from the roasted turkey from
Throw
the day
that in
before,
there, yes.
throw that in there. I put some
Here's some
salt.
stock.
Yeah, I put some salt, but not too much because the prosciutto is salty.
Yes,
So I'm going to put some wine, and I'm going to put the wine before the stock because
Yeah, why?
you want the flavor of wine, but you want the alcohol to dissipate. So you want the acidity, and that's so let.
And you really want to scrape the bottom as that happens, yeah?
Yeah, that's where the flavor is.
Beautiful.
All those little caramelization at the bottom.
love
That's
it.
where the flavor is.
Now, when
tell
you
me.
got here, you were a little girl over in Italy as you guys immigrated, and then you immigrated here. Was it weird being in the United States? Like, what was your first
Well,
impression?
Joel, we didn't have anybody here either. We didn't speak the language. So, look at me now.
I think you did all right.
Huh?
I think you did all right.
Joel, Only in America this could happen.
Only in America. I get it. And then you wait till you hear this. I did not believe this, but you have some crazy. You moved here. You were in Queens. You started working at a bakery. Who was working with you? This blows my mind.
Yeah, across the street there was the Walkins Bakery.
Yeah.
So I went there. I lied. I told them I was 16 because then you can hire at 16, and it was the father. And of course he had the 3 sons. Ken, whatever was his other's name, I don't remember.
The other one was not
And
memorable.
Christopher.
And Christopher.
And Christopher would work. They would work on the weekends. So we worked together. We became friends. We still are friends. We still see.
So just to
and
put it together,
he's
Walkins Bakery, Christopher Walken. This is her good buddy.
So Christopher Walken, still, he's a good cook. He still comes to my house and we cook, we eat, we do whatever. Now,
love that.
he's a great guy.
Well, you're a great gal.
family.
Yeah.
So now this, I'm trying to kind of
Yeah, give it a little space.
present it, you know, like, look. So you can see,
Yes.
and
The
here you
peas
have,
and the prosciutto.
yeah, and you have also not only the sauce, but you have the vegetables.
This is when leftovers become kind of better than the original. I mean, like, I love a roast turkey, but you spoon some prosciutto and peas and all this.
The secret of leftovers is not to reheat it, it's to make a new dish.
I mean, it's incredible. And you could serve this as a dinner the next time. I mean, this
Absolutely.
is stunning.
Family style is the best.
You guys.
And the smell, can you smell it?
Do you guys getting that? Should I waft it through?
Okay.
Parsley? No?
You know, parsley, you can put it, but sometimes I like simplicity because we have the peas that are given. But I have a side dish that I want to show them with this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're talking about kind of leftovers, right? This is turkey.
This.
This could be after Thanksgiving. This is gorgeous. What is this?
These are mashed potatoes, revisited.
Really?
Yeah. So you take a non-stick pan,
Yeah.
put a little bit of onions if you want, a little bacon or whatever, or just as it is. A little butter, a little oil, and you press the potatoes in. And you just let them be.
No flour, no egg,
No,
nothing.
no. Just let them be. Let them get this caramelized. Then you take a plate and you flip it over and you do the other side, and this is what you get. And you put it on the table. And does this look like a new dish?
This looks like you don't even recognize it. I love it. I love it.
Like this.
This is it,
Okay.
right? I mean, nothing. This is a hug. This is it.
Now, let me know what you think.
Okay, let's try.
Okay.
I mean, it's butter. It's unbelievable. You just slice right through it. It's so buttery. It literally melts in your mouth. The
turkey's
peas
very
are so
good.
sweet. The turkey. This is why we go Jennie-O. The finish is creamy and it has that sweetness. You know how some turkeys have that gaminess? Zero with this. It is so good. The sauce is perfect. Give it up for this dish right here. All right. When we come back, we got more Homemade Live. Don't go anywhere. We are back in New York City, talking all things turkey with the legend, Lidia Bastianich. By the way, I say legend. Do you have your face on the cover of tomato sauce? I mean, unbelievable. By the way, is it tomato sauce or gravy? What is it?
2 different things. At
Okay,
least
okay.
in my book.
Yeah.
Tomato sauce, salsa, is usually without meat. A marinara, lots of vegetables and whatever. And gravy, or sugo, is a tomato sauce that has some sort of meat in it. So it's more substantial.
Yeah, a little more robust. I love that. I love that.
That's my translation of the...
I think that's, so we're kind of making a sugo because our next bite, we're gonna take the dark meat and we're gonna make a turkey cacciatore. So give it up for this right here.
Yeah, dark meat, you know, that's, how do you recycle the dark meat that you have? You know, and people take some pieces, but then you have the leg, you sort of pull it all off the legs, the arms, the thighs, you save it all, and you shred it, you clean it, you clean all the fat out and everything, and we'll make it into a sauce, a cacciatore sauce. So, but first I'm gonna put the pasta because we're gonna dress the pasta. So by the time the pasta cooks, we'll have the
I love
sauce.
that you said we're gonna dress the pasta. That just makes it so like,
Yeah.
I don't know why. Is that just
So-
me? I don't know, yeah.
So water,
Yeah.
plenty of boiling water, salt,
Yes.
none of this oil stuff, none of that, just
Yes.
plain water and salt.
And we're using rigatoni.
And we're using rigatoni.
Now, why rigatoni? Because I don't think people realize at home, there are reasons why we use certain pasta as chefs with certain sauces. And so why rigatoni for this one?
Well, it's because it has, you see the tube, so the sauce is going to go in there, it's going to carry the sauce. I like the rich dead because it's sort of, you have this texture in your mouth, you know,
yes.
and a
pops.
nice bite. Us Italians like everything al dente. What can I tell you?
I love it. So
Okay.
some olive oil and then we're
Clean the onions and get the onions going. Quick.
Okay, yes.
What
yes. All right, awesome. Now, real quick,
Tell me.
I feel like I'm doing this, but you were friends with Julia Child. Is that true?
Yeah, she actually got me on television.
Really?
You know when we opened our first restaurant in 1971, I opened my first restaurant.
And was it just like Italian vibe, like kind of home cooking?
So my husband and I. So I wasn't a chef. Slice that onion.
Okay, you got it.
When you're a chef, you're a chef. You boss people around.
I love it.
Okay.
So yeah, you opened this restaurant.
And my husband was at the front of the house, and you know I loved cooking already, but I was no chef. Throw that in there.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, and we hired a chef, and I got in the kitchen. I realized that I needed to learn all of that kind of official kitchen business.
Yeah. Okay, you want it again? Yeah. She was waiting for it. Yeah, official kitchen business.
And we stood there. I worked in the kitchen with him as a sous chef for about 10 years. By then we had 2 restaurants, and we ended up selling the restaurants when we had 2 in about 10 years. In 1981 it was. And we decided we're going to go into the city, Manhattan, the big town. And I became the chef. And yeah, you can.
Yeah, I can cut these.
Yeah.
By the way, Lydia and I were talking before. Definitely cut up and use your mushroom stems. You can kind of crush them. Oh, well, there goes one. But you can crush them with your fingers or cut them. But we like to remove them and then cut them just so they're kind of similar. You want mushrooms in, Lydia?
Yes, please.
All right.
Okay.
Beautiful. So we got onions, mushrooms, little olive oil, pinch of salt.
Okay. And this is a cacciatore. And again,
What does that mean, cacciatore?
cacciatore is a hunter
stew.
style. And what happened is, you know, when the hunters went out, and sometimes even out in the field, they would just come home or do one pot with everything in it.
So would turkey be traditional in this or no? Because you would hunt for turkey.
Yeah, game.
Yeah,
Game food
game.
would.
Got
So
it. Okay.
turkey fits into that
Yes,
absolutely.
absolutely.
The texture. But what is wonderful about here is that you're making a new dish with what you have left over, delicious leftovers, and it makes a whole new meal. This is the oregano.
Yes.
And
Has anyone ever seen oregano like this? Me neither. I'm right there with you.
you know, I like fresh herbs. I like everything fresh, but oregano I like dry. And you just keep on squeezing it like this to get things out of it.
That's real oregano right there. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so while you're pouring that, you were talking to us about Julia.
So we had this new restaurant. I became the chef, and I started cooking real traditional Italian regional food.
Yeah.
So, you know, the press, who's this young woman? I was still young, cooking this odd Italian food. It wasn't Italian-American food. And so who comes in one night? Julia Child and James Beard. Now, they were towering figures. They were big, both of them.
Was James Beard tall too?
Oh, boy.
I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah. Big, she was tall, he was tall. So I was nervous too.
Yeah.
And they came in, and they sat down, and I talked to them, and she wanted risotto. Made it once, she came back again, she wanted it again. Lydia, you gotta teach me how to make risotto.
Best Julia Child impression I've ever heard.
Well,
That was amazing.
and so she came to my house, we became friends. I taught her how to make risotto, and she invited me on her show. We did 2 shows. That was on PBS. And the producer says, Lydia, you're pretty good. How about a show of your own? She encouraged me, and the rest is history. 26 years now. So now, let me put just a little bit of vino bianco.
Can I just say something about that? Because you brushed over that so fast. She kind of passed the torch to you, and you ran with it. It's kind of amazing.
You know, no, she said to me, Lydia, you do for Italian cuisine what I did for French cuisine. And I went ahead. Okay,
Beautiful.
so here is
Your sauce?
the sauce.
Yep.
That's good.
Okay, I'll take
Delicious.
this.
And wait,
Oh, it's just... Oh, yeah.
I always, you never
the
waste
lid?
anything.
Yeah, you got it?
No, I got it.
Beautiful.
Okay, so I'm looking at this. This is good enough,
Yep.
enough liquid. And now I'm talking so much. Did I put salt in here? I did.
Yeah, you did a pinch when they were kind of the
Okay,
softening
a little
up.
pepper,
Yeah, a
right?
little pep. Yeah.
And now we're gonna put
Now this is the dark meat of our turkey that we picked off the bone, right?
Yeah.
And so you could do this days after Thanksgiving. You could freeze this and then do it again. Yes.
Absolutely.
So how long does this cook for usually?
Well, you know, everything is more or less cooked. Here we have it cooked. You can move that away.
Yep.
Right?
Watch your hands. There you go.
When you dress your pasta,
Yeah.
you don't want to smother your pasta. I'll take some of this out.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this. Maybe I'll put just a little drizzle of olive oil. You know, you see me do that a lot.
Yeah, why?
Because olive oil, you pay for good olive oil, you pay a substantial amount. And you don't want it cooking. Heat alters. It's a chemical reaction. Alters. You lose a lot of the flavors. That's why you have flavors in the kitchen when you cook. So I add it in the last minute so you get the maximum flavoring of the oil left in there. And when you get your pasta,
yeah, this is
fish
so
it
important.
out.
You guys have to finish pasta in the sauce.
Yes.
Lydia, when you go to someone's house and they just dump the sauce on top of the pasta, do you have to say something?
I'm
She
polite.
leaves. She leaves. Yeah.
But I know that they don't know what they're doing. So here we are, you see?
That looks so good. And the turkey looks so rich. Turkey is so light, but it can also play up and it can be this ragu that's warming.
But here it absorbs in the tomatoes and all of that. So
so
it gets
good.
an addendum of flavors, you know?
Yes.
It's a carrier of the flavors. So do not rinse the pasta. Fish it out. You can drain it, but do not rinse it. Because you know the old saying, if you throw pasta to the wall and it sticks, it's done? You know, there's some truth to that. You want that stickiness to the pasta because the sauce adheres to that. Cheese, like olive oil, the last minute.
Invest in real Parmesan Reggiano.
Right.
It makes such a big difference.
Right. I like my cheese. Those of you that watch me know. But always leave some on the table. So here we are.
Yep.
Here we are.
And then big platter. And then is this basil or what do we have here?
Smell.
Parsley.
I thought so.
Oh, look at this.
I thought so.
See how it's not pooling with sauce? You can see the pasta. That is what you mean by being dressed.
You need the pasta to be coated with the sauce, but no soupy situation.
Lidia Bastianich's Turkey Cacciatore.
All right.
That looks so good. That looks
Okay.
so good. That's the Turkey Cacciatore. And I know we are celebrating turkey all day today, but I don't know if you guys know this, 40% of people actually like to have a ham next to their turkey on Thanksgiving. So I want to give you guys my favorite ham recipe, so give a look to this. What I love about this ham is that it's pre-cut, which makes it unbelievable for getting our spice rub and our glaze inside the ham itself. So we've got some garlic powder, onion, 5-spice, and brown sugar. Then you just want to go to town. Get that rub all in between the layers of ham. And then we add it into the oven, 325 degrees for about 15 minutes per pound. All right, so while that's working, I'm gonna whip up my glaze. I've got some soy sauce, rice vinegar, honey, sesame, mustard, and chili paste. And then of course, another hit of the Chinese 5-spice. And then every 20 minutes, you wanna open up the oven and just kind of lacquer and paint that glaze all over the ham. Then you wanna slice it, plate it, and then just pour over all those incredible juices. That is my favorite ham. So good, just melts in your mouth. It's all about that glaze, just that hint of smoke. And you can really just use this all week long. I mean, think things like fried rice, banh mi, kids' lunches, breakfast, lunch, dinner. It is the gift that keeps on giving. All right, we're back live in New York City with Lidia Bastianich, talking all things turkey. And we've done the white meat, we've done unbelievable prosciutto and peas, we've done the dark meat with a turkey cacciatore, and now we have the bones. And I thought it's my turn to cook for you, kind of cook. But we're going to assemble a little cocktail. And I don't think people think, but you can use the bones, make a gorgeous turkey stock, and it makes the most amazing cocktail. Anyone ever had a cocktail made out of turkey stock? So this is called a bourbon and broth. And brodo and broth is very hot right now, don't you think? I mean, pun intended, yes. But I mean, like, it's very in and very in vogue. So first of all, we kind of make it build your own. So we've got some ginger, some Cornichon, but it's almost like a warm Bloody Mary. All right, so we're gonna go a shot of bourbon in the bottom of your mug. Just one shot each. I love Bullet. This is incredible burn, very smooth. And then Worcestershire and hot sauce as much as you want. I'll start with the hot sauce. You shake it in. I like it a little spicy. You do yours?
I'll do mine.
Yeah, and this is fun. You get people over, right, Lydia, and get them involved. A little bit of Worcestershire. Can I get a little bit? Good.
Okay.
You want ginger, pickle, anything?
I'll put a little lemon, a squeeze of lemon.
Okay. Beautiful. I'll do the same. I'm going to do a little ginger.
Okay, a little ginger. And I'm going to put the hot.
That looks incredible. And it's, again, it's a cocktail, but it's kind of like a hot toddy. Maybe you're not feeling good. You just want a little warmth through the body. It's just so lovely.
Absolutely.
Yes. And then you can always garnish it with a little cornichon, a little bit more lemon, some cayenne if you want it. It's totally up to you. But you kind of just dip it in there. And by the way, I have to say, we're serving it up. This is my favorite Lydia recipe of all time. I had to bring it out. Your meatballs, turkey meatballs.
Turkey meatballs. They're
This is
delicious.
unbelievable. Incredible. It's so juicy. It just works. So, quick cheers. First to turkey, because hey, we gotta lean more in. It is, as you can see, so easy to change and kind of flip upside down and use in so many different ways, all the way from the breast to the bones. It is the best. I also want to thank our buddy, Lidia Bastianich. Give it up for Lydia. Cheers to you guys. Cheers to New York. We'll see you next time.